So you probably have heard Michael D. Higgins went to a library, so-called person of Ireland, but anyway. And you probably remember he signed in the COVID legislation, the emergency COVID powers for the government, saying that you could be imprisoned for not wearing a mask, you could be fined, you can be fined for not wearing a mask in a public building or whatever, or refusing to wear a mask or taking off your mask or whatever in a public building. So he was in the library, right? And for a photo, it was the press were there. You know, the press goes around, the politicians shit, like flies on shit, to be totally honest with you, because they go hand in hand. The government and along with the press, they're hand in hand. They don't, the press don't cover anything the government don't want them to cover. So-called media, anyway. But yeah, he had an opportunity there to take off his mask and have a bit of a photo opportunity. Even though he took off his mask, and where was the guards? Where's the unguarded Shane O'Connor? Where's the black and tans? Because they should have been there. You know, if that was you or me, we'd be in the barracks. We'd be in the guards' barracks. We'd be kicked the shit out of. We'd probably be treated like a prisoner of war. That's as simple as that. We would be in the barracks. There's been people in this country, except from wearing the masks on trains and things like that, and they've been kicked off trains. They've been literally forced off trains by the black and tans, the guards. And there's been people going to their mother's grave on Mother's Day, and they've been kicked. They were told to turn around because it wasn't essential. The guards didn't deem it essential. Kicked them off the bus. Again, this is Ireland again, and this person was many of them were arrested and threatened with arrest. And Michael Higgins took off his mask. Not one guard around. No, where was the guards? You know, again, he is everybody equal, or is there a different? Is there another level? You know, is there another level for for the political elite, and you and I are on the bottom, and we don't matter. It's just a number. You were just a number. They are the elite. We need to take care of the elite. But again, the Champagne Socialists again. No, I'm not more way to say, but again, he signed in this legislation. This is the thing. Again, it's the height of I don't know what you would call it, to be totally honest. I don't know what you would call it. But if I went into a public building in the morning and done that, there'd be no doubt that somebody would go and get the guards, and winch and quip and cry, and then there'd be big outwar in the media saying, "Oh, this man was not wearing a mask. There was nobody else in the fucking building, but he was a danger to everybody." And Michael Higgins was around 6 or 7 people. He was a danger. He was an extreme danger to people's health. We need Where's Dr. Tony Houlihan? He was lecturing people on South William Street when they were enjoying themselves. Where was him? He's gone very quiet. All the HSC. Where they've gone very quiet. You think they'd be going out, literally rogue on Michael Higgins and rogue on Leo Varadkar. And just say, how dare you get Greta Thunberg in here, and just be like, how dare you threaten people's lives, and all the work that Irish people have did, but no, not a word, all gone to sleep. Not a word, you know, and it's them, you know, it's not to be said. There's only crickets to be found. But yeah, then we had another Champagne Socialist, and the new Dublin South TD, Labour TD, his party too. You've heard Barclay, isn't it? Basically, you know, she went to the Little Jolly with Catherine Sapone. She was there about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. Why was she there? That's the other question the media doesn't seem to care to ask. Why was she there? She's not in government. Labour's not in government. Labour's not propping up Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. They're not propping up the Green Party. Why is Labour there? The opposition, why are they there? And I do remember Alan Kelly, the leader of the Labour Party, coming out when Phil Hogan and the Western went for the Jolly down at Clifton. And he said, you know, he should resign. He should resign. It was totally right, what he said. But again, Alan Kelly was very quiet. It's like crickets when you were looking for Labour to say something about what the government just did. There was nobody to be found. The same with Sinn Féin, really. Very, very little. The only person I could hear really just going all out on these government parties was Peadar Óg and Aontú. That's the only person I could hear in any part of the government, apart from some independents. Well, I think Matty McGuire said a good bit on it. I think the Michael Headway said a good bit too. But yeah, that's the only party I heard that really kind of gives them a lot of shilling, I suppose. But Labour kind of went to Mouso and said nothing. Because obviously one of their own were at the party, and you have to ask, why was she there? Why is she there? Why was she at this party? What's the plan? And it doesn't matter that she was there 30 or 20 minutes, but she has a lot more to prove than, take for example, Leo. We all know Leo is a crook. We don't need to go to school to find that out. Whatever the media tells you, to try and what they call brainwashers, saying oh Leo's the greatest guy going. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, Leo. You know, he's a good guy. That's what they said about bloody Stalin, and that went very well, didn't it? But yeah, what am I trying to say? But yeah, she's a lot more to prove because she's only a month in the office. And she went around and done this, and other people couldn't have parties. People couldn't go for numbers were limited for weddings. Again, it's you. You don't matter, and I'm sure the people who Dublin based south didn't vote to win to go to a party, and when they couldn't go anywhere, and when they can't go to parties, they went to that outside. I'm sure they didn't vote them in for nothing, for nothing. So anyway, I'll leave you to it.